I didn't think you'd see the lightning spells paired with the super hogs, but in today's video, you're going to see one of the craziest armies I've seen in ages. It is Zap, Sui, super hogs, and it's devastating. Look at this army comp. This is quite ridiculous. I've never seen anything like this. So like I said in the opener, this is kind of like a Zap Mass Sui Super Hog kit, and it's extremely strong. Now notice this, bring the 7 Zaps and 1 Quake. Generally you only need 6 and 1, but Kokok's coming in here with 7 Zaps, 1 Quake. So what do? Obviously, you zap out as much value as possible. That's what you really want. It's less about pathing with this, more about getting value. Then you're going to use a Yeti on either side of the funnel, and you're going to do a big log launcher Sui. Now, you can see an aura here. That is the Apprentice Warden. We are saving our Grand Warden for the Super Hogs later on, because they need that Warden ability. But look at the work this Apprentice Warden can put in. There's a King, there's a Titan here. There's, you know, Queen as well, Yeti, and whatever comes out of our log launcher, which will include another Titan. So this Apprentice Warden will be getting heaps of value. He will be adding so many hit points to the Sui here. In saying that, the Sui's not going particularly well, and what's about to happen is my favorite part of this whole army. So look, Sui, not really clearing out the whole back end of the base. Just spam the Super Hogs into the back end. Look at this, we've used all the Super Hogs. There is no funnel or anything. Now it's just the full power of the Super Hogs versus the rest of the base. But you'll notice our hero push still has a little more to go with it. We've got a heal spell, a free spell, and a rage spell, and they are all for these Super Hogs. None of the spells are really to be used with the Sui, other than obviously the lightning spells and the poison spell for the defensive CC. Look at this, Super Hogs come in. Thankfully, we triggered the Invis Tower early, which helped really nice. The Apprentice Warden's actually still helping out. I don't think he'll be adding many hit points to any of the troops, to my knowledge, but still helping out. We have the RC on the outside, and this is pretty wrecked. This is pretty wrecked. I couldn't quite believe this when I watched it. Like, this is not an army that makes sense. To the point where you've got 3 Titans with this army, 2 in your army comp, 1 in the log launcher, and Kokok's is still bringing a poison spell, so arguably doesn't need the poison spell, and then is also bringing 7 Zaps and 1 Quake, when arguably some of the time you could get away with 6 and 1. Now this time we did zap the Eagle, so the 7th is necessary, but there's lots of things about this army that don't necessarily make sense, but it can triple bases, I'm telling you that. I think the best endorsement I can give for this army, as we're going to see Kokok's here zap the, just go for the Expo and the Rage Tower. Notice he does use 6 Zap, 1 Quake, so he is aware of how many you need for each defense. But as I was saying, the best endorsement I can give you for this army is, I'm sure Kokok's won't mind me saying this, he's not really the best player at the game. In fact, he is the editor for the channel. He does all the thumbnails, he does all the edits on the videos, makes me look pretty and funny. And so I'm not going to say anything mean about his attacks for the whole video, otherwise I might get fired. Obviously, I'm kidding, as we see him, by the way, just completely YOLO the Super Hogs in from the back end, but it's going to work out because this hero push is getting so much value. I mean, it's kind of insane how good this is. Anyway, as I was saying, like, in terms of Clash of Clans players, Kokok's is kind of an average player. You're seeing lots of things being done that aren't exactly perfect play. And I'm sure he won't mind me saying that. But that's what just makes this better. This is a noob-friendly army. Not to call out all the noobs out there, you know. That's the majority of the player base when you compare them to pros. But, like, this is an army an average player can use. At the end of this video, I will do a live attack for you all. And hopefully I can prove it myself. That, like, yeah, there is a little bit of skill required. But there's also, like, plenty of YOLO with this. I mean, look, Kokok's just halfway through his Sui, threw the Super Hogs over here on the back end of the base. He just placed them down, and look, he not only got the town hall easy, but his RC's still got plenty of health, and she's going to take down the rest of the defenses. I mean, this is quite silly, honestly. I can't believe this army was working. Kokok's hit me up a couple of days ago. He's like, Hooked, I've got a really weird army that's working in Legends League. I was like, what army? And then he showed me this, and I was like, what? Like, even as I'm sitting here, I can't believe it. And look, this is going to be a diamond base with 2 poison towers. Get wrecked. Now, that right there, this zap right here probably shows you know, slightly noob zap from Kokok, sorry. Please don't meme me in the edits. But, like, he could have got one of these expos as well as the Poison Tower and the Eagle. But he didn't go for that. Maybe he wasn't aware of it. But, yet again, I just think that's more to showing how strong this army is. Notice, by the way, we've used our 2 wizards behind the Yetis on the flanks here, which means we have no cleanup wizards, but that is the benefit of, obviously, the Super Hogs, where you get the Rider when they split. Will jump off and do his thing. He can do plenty of cleanup. King's going in, doing his thing. You've got the Apprentice Warden following the Titan, because the Titan's actually technically more troop housing space than a hero, which is obviously quite funny, because as good as a Titan is, not better than a hero. But yet again, look at, we're halfway through this Sui. Like, we don't need to put these Hogs in now, but technically, the earlier you put the Hogs in, like, the less damage your hero push will take. Now, it is bad for your Super Hogs, because they are taking way more damage than you'd like them to take at this point. But, I mean, you've got the heal spell. Heal spell's doing amazing. Coming into this very unfortunate back-end compartment of the base. And look at this Warden ability. This is going to kind of be insane. Look, gets like whatever's left up of the Sui push. Gets all the Super Hogs. Now we freeze the Town Hall. Probably a little early. No need to freeze the Town Hall when your stuff is invincible. But we're also freezing the Defensive King, to be fair. RC gets the Town Hall down. Our Queen is still alive in the core of the base with her ability. The RC ability is going to be forced here, but that's okay. The Apprentice Warden is still up. Like, you cannot tell me the Apprentice Warden hasn't got his value in this attack. Like, sure, you could drop him. Maybe bring, like, an extra, I don't know, Ice Golem, or maybe 2 extra Super Hogs if you want. But now, that Apprentice Warden definitely got his value in this hit. And this is just crushed again. Okay, maybe not crushed. Crushed is overdoing it. But this is pretty comprehensively beaten. 2 Titans up, and you see the value of starting the Hogs earlier. We have our Queen and 2 of our Titans still alive, even though we started off with them. Now, given that this army is so reliant on the log launcher, it's kind of no surprise that this attack strategy is not really that well set up to take on ring bases, because ring base, you're never going to get as much value from a log launcher, right? But it can still work. Now, this isn't the best ring, so I'm going to put the disclaimer. Maybe I should put it at the start of the video, but I'm going to put it again here. Like, Kokok's isn't that high in Legends, but that's less because of the army, and yet again, more because of him. Like, he's not a top 200 pusher. He's just an average guy. But he's using a not-so-average army to get some really, really strong results here. So, yeah, I probably wouldn't have used the log launcher on this. Honestly, the drill might have been better with the Sui than the log launcher. But Kokok's is just, he's sticking to the strategy through and through. And I think that's a really good sign for, like, an army that you want to say is, like, noob-friendly, where it's got to be very repeatable. You're doing a similar sort of thing every time, so you don't have to overthink it. Yet again, not here out trying to slam you all, saying you're terrible at the game. Just kind of how it is. That's why E-Drags are so popular, because you do an extremely similar thing every attack. Admittedly, E-Drags are not always that easy to pull off. But yeah, ring base will go down here. Unfortunately, all the Super Hogs are going to get wrecked by that Town Hall Bomb, but we still got our Queen with her ability on the bottom side, the RC with her ability, and it is actually going to get a little bit closer than, you know, we were perhaps looking for, but it's still going to be a triple regardless. Queen ability gets popped just before the Eagle hits. And yeah, that's a 3 stars. But here is the question. We've watched Kokok's do it. Can I pull this off? Like, can I sell this army to you if Kokok's hasn't done it already? We're going to try and do one live attack, probably on a box base, because that seems the best style of base for this army, and it's still a very popular base style in Legends League, War, and the Clan War leagues. Let's see if it works. Let's test this out in a live attack. So we got the 7 Zaps, 1 Quake. We are going to hit that outside multi. I should have saved 1 Zap to hit that core multi. Alas, now I want to get rid of... Head on to do your thing. I think that's everything. I've actually got these wall breakers that I technically don't need. Come on. Titan? No. What? Titan, you can't be for real. Titan! Oh, my king's gonna go... No, he beats the wall. Good man. Good man. Actually kind of like him going around there. Hopefully it pulls my queen in. We activate the invis tower, which is handy. I'm gonna pop my king nice and early because he's setting a funnel to make sure my queen does not head outside the base. Now, what would Cocox be doing? That's right. Let's get that started on the top side. Get the early cleanup down. I gotta heal here. I'm not even sure if the Super Hogs stay in the heal, but I have to heal. Hopefully they come back. What the? Look at this Sui! This Sui's low-key absurd. Who puts a red bomb there? It's my base, so... Wait a second, we get this town hall. Bro, what? Actually, no way. I think there's... No, there's not a defensive hero left. And look at this, we're just gonna negate so much damage here. Well, that's low-key silly. Look at that! Just shows how much power the Sui has. I mean, you're bringing, what? 2 Ice Golems, 2 Titans, 2 Yetis. I didn't even need these wall breakers. Completely swagged because of the base style. So, you know, 16 extra space. You could bring an extra Super Hog and another Headhunter is probably what I would look at bringing. But there you go. It can work. Now, I'm going to be completely transparent with you. The first time I hit this base, I tripled it. Then I tried to record live, didn't triple it, and now I tripled it live on my second go. So you can make of that what you will, but tell you what, this army is a bit of fun, and I'm enjoying using it. If you want to see more Super Hogs, then we got Queen Charge Twin Hogs by Stars on the left. Can't recommend that enough, but yeah, thanks again to Cocox for this OP army and for the OP thumbnail.